In Chapter 5, the newborn United States is going to face its first major crisis. The government that had worked so well during the war was having some serious problems dealing with the peace. If the Articles of Confederation was going to continue to work, it was going to need a major overhaul. Now, as you read this chapter, your three key points to keep an eye on. Number 1, the power of the idea of virtue. Number 2, the trials and tribulations of the Articles of Confederation. And number 3, the creation and ratification of the Constitution.
Hi folks, today I'm 3 miles south of Centralia, Illinois at the 3rd principal meridian spot. The Land Ordinance and the Northwest Ordinance that designated this area as the Northwest Territory, and this specifically as the Illinois Territory, also called for surveying. The 3rd principal meridian was a central point in Illinois that all the other surveys were supposed to be based off of. And so we're standing here about 30 yards from the spot where the surveys took place. And all the townships and all the other surveying that's been done in Illinois started here.
The Articles of Confederation may have had a lot of problems, but at least it got two things right. The Land Ordinance of 1785 and the Northwest Ordinance of 1787 were tremendous successes by any measure. The Land Ordinance of 1785 established a township system. Using the survey markers, the American government would survey out all this new territory into 36 640-acre plots that would make up a township. These townships then would make up counties and eventually states and things like this. The Northwest Ordinance of 1787 took all the territory that the Americans had gained as a result of the Revolution that was north of the Ohio River, west of the Appalachian Mountains, and out to the Mississippi River, and divided it up into 5 territories. These territories, once they reached a certain level of population, could apply for statehood. The great thing about this was, when they were accepted, they would become states just like the original 13. They would be equal in every regard. And that was a major, major concession. So as you can see, even areas like here in Sangamon County are subject to the laws that were established by the Articles of Confederation. Townships were platted, counties were made, and the territory was then sold to individuals who developed it on their own.
So, as I leave Centralia, Illinois, and the 3rd principal meridian marker, remember to keep these 3 key points in mind when you read Chapter 5. Number 1, the power of the idea of virtue. Number 2, the trials and tribulations of the Articles of Confederation. And number 3, the creation and ratification of the Constitution. So long from Centralia. I'll see you for Chapter 6.